Yes, it is week 16. And for a special occasion, I just wanted to lead us in the most festive way that I could. So, with that, it was the night before Christmas when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The children have left, my wife has too, because for the third time I'm screaming, what the hell does that do? With strategies drafted and players aligned, in this fantasy quest, victory defined. The stress and excitement like tinsel aglow. As matchups unfold, the drama will grow. Scott Hansen's voice echoes through the TV, an anthem of football and sweet victory. The clock is ticking, the tension increases. In this championship battle, fantasy points brings the thesis. Damn it. As dreams of a tickle take their final flight, the children return, the wife by my side. Yet my focus remains on the players outside, for in this grand battle of strategy and reason, I'll triumph. This championship season, there's so many touchdowns. The tackles, the might, to the fantasy glory, all shines bright. May your teams emerge with triumph and elation in this grand culmination, your fantasy salvation.
Ooh. Well done.
I mean, I'm tearing up over here, man.
I knew thesis was going to give me a problem, but you know what? That's fine. That. We got through
perfect.
it.
I mean, it was serious. You know, I can't do one of those without going dirty or, you know, funny.
I need the Hansen X-rated one here.
Yeah.
My brain went to my team is like feces. Even though that's not really a word, that's not where my brain went. Good for you.
Fantastic. As I mentioned, it's week 16. This is obviously the start of the most crucial matchups. We've had some absolute duds. We know upside is necessary. Of course, if you're on X, you can head over to the YouTube channel at Fantasy Points. Of course, if your questions aren't getting answered in a timely enough fashion for yourself, you can head over to Discord, tag someone. We obviously have people in there. You can also put chat in your question. Trey is with us today. He is in there helping us out as well with no Tom Brolley. Of course, John Hansen joining me today and the man himself, Graham Barfield. We're here to rip through questions and get yourselves ready. And believe it or not, ourselves. Because when you win, well, that means we win. So we all want to win here and have a great time. We're feeling good, getting ready. Let's get started. Number 1, Richie and Laura DeLuca.
Let's go. Rich and Lori, we got a question here from them. Montgomery or Zeke? And John, I think this is going to be a lot of questions we have today are going to be deciding between these running backs. I think that's the trouble spot. Where do you lean between Montgomery versus Zeke and PPR?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it does set up to be a little bit more of a Jahmyr Gibbs game. It is a tougher matchup for Montgomery. Not scoring these days. I think I'm going Zeke there.
Yeah, I lean that way too. Obviously, Patriots have such a low team total, just 14.5 points, but it's a great spot. You know, we've been just spamming running backs against the Broncos all year. So
yeah,
I am with you on that one.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
It's Zeke, baby. And regardless of what happens with Mondre, for sure.
Yeah, we're hanging there. Alan, question
from Mondre's out, long out.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There you go.
He's not coming back this season here, unfortunately, for our guy Ramondre. We got a question from Alan. Good morning. Good morning to you, Alan. Full PPR, Gibson or Ford? This one's kind of close, but I here.
I'm going Ford.
Yeah, Gibson's role did not change last week. Chris Rodriguez basically took the early on stuff. Obviously, the Commanders got smashed, and Sam Howell was not very good. It was a big problem last week, but yeah, I lean Ford too for sure. Every single week we can count on him Ford for like 10 to 12. So
I think last week was the first week he didn't get between like 11.5 and 12.4 fantasy points in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, Texans are a good run defense, but should be good game script. Browns are favored, so I'm leaning Ford there.
The Gibbs project is just over, and I think we have to accept that. It is so Jover. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's over for Gibson, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Chicago D coming in half PPR, Montgomery versus Hall. And he's got a second question. We'll get to that one in a second. But Monty versus Hall.
Well, I mean, certainly based on body work, you would trust Monty more.
Mm-hmm.
but it's not the best matchup. He is in more of a timeshare. I mean, I think Graham, you normally default to Brees. Look, nobody loves Brees more than I. I mean, there's probably a million people who are right there with me, so I'm not against Brees Hall at all. So I'm gonna go Brees.
Yeah, I'm with you on Brees today. Commanders have been so bad on run defense. I don't even know if matchups really matter here, but John, there's a decent chance that Trevor Siemian's their best quarterback.
Yeah,
like, that's the hope I'm rolling with.
Yeah.
I mean, that line has stayed at 3 all week. Markets have been on Jets at 3 all week. Brees has been heavily game script dependent this year. Like, all of his best games have come in wins. So, following that logic, Commanders could absolutely win today. But I'm on Brees today here.
Yeah, here's what I wrote about Brees in the Hansen sense. He might actually run for more than 50 yards for the first time in 2 months.
57, John. We'll take 57. How about that?
Yeah, I took his prop for what it's worth. I over 3.5 catches, but I'm with you. I actually hung out with Trevor Siemian once for 15 minutes. He's a really nice guy. He's calm. He's a pretty smart guy. He's serviceable.
There's a reason he's hung around. I mean, he's not, I think he's better than Tim Boyle. I think we can all objectively agree there. We'll see if he's better than Zach Wilson today, though. Chicago said he needs upside here. Did we get to that second question that he had?
No, I just wanted to point out that he needed the upside. As for Brees, it's amazing that he's still a top 12 running back on the year, but Washington is so terrible.
Then it's a slam dunk, Brees.
So his
so
second
terrible
question is Noah Brown versus Dontavian Wicks, and then he's got 2 thinner plays, Alec Pierce and Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams is in play, but not versus Dontavian Wicks, right? Like, Wicks is clearly projected ahead of those 2. So we're rolling Wicks over those thinner plays, I think.
I don't want to play any of the Packers. Like, Carolina's pass defense has been...
They've been good, but it's so condensed this week. No Jay Reed, no Christian Watson, Luke Musgrave still on IR. So, they've been really good. But I mean, it's so condensed.
Noah Brown's a tough one, though. I mean, he went off last week. So are we using Wicks over Noah Brown with confidence?
Nico's back, and I don't think he's going to have any limitations. D'Amico Ryans, there's a quote maybe an hour ago. D'Amico Ryans said Nico has no limitations. So,
well,
Noah Brown's good for sure.
Noah Brown also popped off when Dell was out, and it was Nico and him as well last time during his big stretch of big games. So
Nico's on the field, man. He's their first read. So I'm expecting Nico to be the guy today. Denzel Ward's back. He'll stay on his left side, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a tough spot.
I would say this. I actually feel more confident in Wicks to get me 8-9 points because, I mean, he's just balling. Like there's a term that I've used for 25 years, like commands the ball. And right now, I really feel like Dontavian Wicks commands the ball, especially with Watson now, based on how well he's playing.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. All righty, Thomas, want to keep it moving here, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Here we go.
Justin Barize. Good morning. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Had James Cook, so I need upside. James Cook was the upside. Sorry about that. 1 point PPR, Calvin Ridley versus Jordan Addison or David Njoku. Pretty close. I'm leaning Ridley here, John. What do you think? Ridley versus Addison or Njoku?
I'm going Ridley.
Yeah. We're going Ridley here. Bucks are so bad. So bad.
I mean, with Lawrence in there, it looks good. Bucks giving up 4th most receiving yards, 5th most receptions, 2 outside receivers. He'll see a lot of Jamal Dean. I'm going Ridley here. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna play Njoku here because he's basically getting used as a top 10 wide receiver every week, like 15, 9, 6, 8, and 14 targets. If Joe's throwing the ball, I'm playing Njoku. It's not just DFS. The dual tight end system is going to reign supreme this week. I can't not play him with how Flacco is just hyper. He does not care about anyone else on the field, which
it is a great matchup.
100%.
Awesome matchup. It's an awesome matchup for Ridley though too. 25 targets the last 2 weeks. No Zay Jones today. It's going to be all Ingram and Ridley. They'll get a little Parker Washington, but I'm expecting Jags to be heavy 12 personnel. We're going to see a lot of Ingram, a lot of Luke Farrell, and that really helps Ridley.
Love that. Okay, as always, your super chats can help. We are going to alternate like we did last week. Of course, we're going to keep it flowing. Justin here drops the $4.99. Much love. Flacco or Mullins?
Flacco.
A ton.
I mean, well, Graham, what do you think? Because it is pretty close.
No, I lean Flacco too. The volume's just insane with him. 44, 45, 44 attempts. Good spot. Texans have not been good in pass defense. It's also kind of like a pass funnel spot.
True.
Browns have some big offensive line issues. Obviously, they've been missing Conklin and Willis for weeks, but we got some interior issues now. They've been struggling to run the ball for a few weeks. I think both Wyatt Teller and Joel Bitonio are going to be able to play. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough spot for Browns.
They've been hanging in there with those tackle injuries, and it's not like it's a sieve. So credit to them.
Yeah, so we're leaning Flacco over Mullins there, Justin. And in PPR, he's got a second question here. He needs two of these guys: Terry McLaurin, Odell Beckham, Nico Collins, Dontavian Wicks, and then the last two, Josh Downs and Treylon Burks. Womp womp. Those guys are not in play here. So it's really McLaurin versus Nico, Wicks, and OBJ.
Well, I guess, Graham, the real question is, obviously, I think we're going Nico.
Yeah.
And we don't like McLaurin, but do we dislike McLaurin enough to start Dontavian Wicks over McLaurin?
I know that's the call. Nico's in for me. And then, I mean, this is just such a brutal spot for McLaurin. I think I'd lean Wicks, honestly. Wicks is prop is like where McLaurin has been all year. Is like high.
I'm with you.
Mid 60s. So
I'm with you.
And as for that, as Graham mentioned earlier, Nico not limited, so no worries there.
He was limited in practice this week. That always does scare you a little bit, but Ryans came out this morning and said he's full go, so he's got to be feeling good off that calf. Cardinal 1B, who would you start at quarterback? Love, Minshew, or Flacco? He says, appreciate all the help this season, and thank you. We appreciate you hanging out with us all season. Cardinal, you've been in our YouTube chat all season, so appreciate you. But Love, Minshew, or Flacco here?
I got to go Love. Flacco's not going to get anything on the ground at all. I mean, I know it's not the best matchup, but I mean, were we that worried about Carolina being like a shutdown D? So I'm going
shutdown. I just think their games are so bad, John. Like their offense is just so inept. They just don't really have to give up much. I mean, this is another kind of one of those games where I think the Packers are probably gonna run heavy. It's not that I don't like Jordan Love, but Flacco might throw it 40 times again here. So
I mean,
that's the differentiator to me.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I feel very good about Love getting 17 points, but I feel better about Flacco getting 21 points. So I mean, they're close enough to where I can sign off on that. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, Love is playing really well, man, but no Christian Watson, no Jaden Reed today. It could look a little ugly for Packers pass game.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to point out, P. Keller, appreciate you. No question here. So please, if you pop that in there, please at me and I will make sure to get it. But with that, we'll go to Rob Fisher. We appreciate all of you. Tight end, Waller or Kraft?
Oh, I love Kraft this week. I really do.
I like Kraft too. I'm playing him in a league, but I think I'd play Darren Waller over him. Eagles are just you give up everything to receivers. Last week I know Waller was a little limited, but he got the usage we wanted. Lined up in the slot, lined up out wide. Eagles are so bad. So
I'm with you. We have Waller slightly higher. We have Tucker way higher than usual, but Philly is bad.
I like Kraft today too, John. I'm with you on that, but not over Waller. Giants might get absolutely trucked. Waller could get 8-9 targets in that spot. And he's got a second question here. Rob does. He needs two: Jordan Addison, Calvin Ridley, or Devonta Smith. Ridley's in for us here, so it's really Devonta Smith first. Jordan Addison, your son, John. Jordan Addison.
Yeah, I mean, it's close. I mean, because Skinny Batman's a little bit banged up. It's not a great schematic matchup. Should be a lot of AJ Brown. Wow. I mean, that is really close. Yeah. I'll say this. I do firmly believe that Addison has more upside than Skinny Batman. Is that
in this spot? I'm with you. I think that game could go nuts. Devonta's obviously could be a little limited. Giants could get trucked. I'm leaning Addison here.
Yeah, let's go Addison
here. What do you think?
Let's do it.
I'm not playing Smith. His splits with Goddard is not favorable, so I'm going. We're
going Addison and Ridley there, Rob.
Right, right. Here comes the Devonta Smith 2-touchdown game.
There it is.
Now I know we answered
Brown game.
I know we answered the Waller versus Kraft. conversation in that last queue, but Nick here has added a wrinkle with Dalton Schultz. So Waller, Schultz, or Kraft? Does this
I
change
like them
anything
all.
for you?
I would rank that group Waller, Kraft, Schultz. It's a tough spot for Schultz. They got Nico back. Noah Brown's healthy. I think Dalton Schultz is good, but yeah, it's tight. That 3 is really tight. They all project similarly, but I think Waller in totality has the most upside.
Yeah, I think we've seen enough positive signs from Waller. Like, he's actually good in his last 5 complete games. Showed pretty well last week. Good matchup. So I think it's the aggressive kind of let's play to win here. But I will say I do think Schultz will be very good. Keep in mind, I know Cleveland's been good against tight ends this year, but they have been hit a little bit. But keep in mind, man, Case Keenum loves throwing in between the numbers.
Yeah, I know. That's the one thing I come back to. Keenum always loves throwing over the middle. And you're right, Browns have been a little worse against tight ends as of late. Juan Thorhill, their safety, is really good against tight ends. He's going to miss this game again. So
he's out. Yeah.
It is a good spot, but let's give Darren Waller a try here. You've been hanging on to him all season. He gets the Eagles. You got to roll him out here.
You take it.
Yeah. It's a good example of that is in my high stakes league, I wanted to start Rashid Shaheed, and I forgot. So I'm sitting there deliberating Gabe Davis. I'm like, I have Gabe Davis on my team. I drafted him for a knockout blow. So why am I not using him in the 2-week playoff? So I started him last night, and
nice.
It worked.
I have Gabe in literally one league, and I've been putting him in lineups and easy spots all year. I put Wicks in a lineup over him last night, so it was close. Keller, 1, 2, 3, 4. We actually did get your question here.
Correct.
And I think it was answered in chat, but we'll answer it on air for you as well. He needs 2 out of this group: Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Breece Hall, and Zeke. He is absolutely loaded. Bijan,
I see why that's difficult, honestly.
Yeah, Bijan's in there for me for sure. So
I agree.
Gibbs versus Hall and Zeke.
I'm not taking Gibbs out. He's a megastar.
I think that's sleep like a baby move. Regardless of what happens, that you made the right call. I mean, it's a young stud who's getting the ball.
Yeah, love it. All right, we got another question here from Shiraz. Good morning, Shiraz. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you. Half point PPR. He needs 1 and 2 flexes from Achane, DeAndre Swift, Breece Hall, Sam Laporta, and Isaiah Likely. Another good problem to have. Wow. Let's start with running back here. Achane, Swift versus Hall.
Well, I think you just put Achane probably in there.
Yeah. So we like Achane over Hall today. I think I'm with you on that. And then 2 flexes. I think for me, I would play Breece and Laporta over Swift and Likely. What do you guys think?
I don't love Laporta. I mean, the Vikings have been good against tight ends, but then again, I mean, he's talk about commanding the ball.
Yeah.
And
Likely both backs here, Swift and Breece in the both flex spots.
I kind of like that.
Yeah. Swift and Breece. All right, let's do that. So you're playing all 3 running backs, Shiraz. There you go.
Yeah. Just hope Boston Scott doesn't score again.
Oh, God. John,
right. The Boston Scott corollary effect is very real.
We need
2 touchdowns.
We need good Christmas vibes. No Boston Scott 2 touchdown the game against the Giants here. We got a super chat question, I think, Rich.
Well, with Rich, I don't see your question here. I'm going to see if Trey can track that down for me, but it's wanted to point it out that we appreciate it. So the next super chat will go to 863 Kane.
Thank you, Kane. $5 super chat. Thank you, friend. 1 point PPR flex needs 1. David Montgomery, Roshan Johnson, or DeAndre Hopkins. And we've got a second question here. So
I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I'll go D-Hop.
I think I'm with you.
I kind of I'm okay with Tannehill coming out there. I mean, I think it's a lateral move at worst.
Yeah, it's a neutral move. I looked into it. Volume's been the exact same. I think Hopkins is the same wide receiver too. He's been all season here. He's got a second question.
I'm just going to add for me with Hopkins, he has about a 10.5 point per game play. His upside is almost gone with Tannehill there. He doesn't have the same arm to just heave it downfield to Hopkins. For me, I'm playing Monty. Goal line work for Monty being a possibility gives me a higher upside play. I think that with just pure volume, Monty can match Hopkins' 10-point floor. So to me, the upside play is Montgomery, and I'm always going to chase that. I'm just a sucker.
Westbrook Akine is out and Phillips,
Mm-hmm.
so that does help a little.
Yeah, we're gonna get Hopkins 8-9 targets today. It's just a matter of whether or not he scores a touchdown. To your point, Thomas. Second question here: need one for RB2. This one is not that close for me, but here: Javonte Williams versus Ty Chandler versus Jerome Ford. To me, it's Chandler. We're gonna get Alexander Madison in there, but he's not healthy.
Yeah.
So we're going Chandler there. He's got one final question: Schultz or pick up Kraft or Otten instead. I think we're gonna play Schultz, but it's tight. What do you think, John? Schultz versus Kraft.
It's really tight. I mean, it's I actually like Otten too, believe it or not, but no, we won't go there. It's between Kraft or Schultz. I think we probably look at Schultz because the quarterback for Houston, it will likely throw the ball more than Jordan Love. Period.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you on that. That game has some like ugly, gross shootout appeal. We always love those games for fantasy. Morning, Steve. He's one out of these. Dontavian Wicks, Demario Douglas, Parker Washington, or Antonio Gibson. He's looking for a solid 10 points. So are we, Steve.
That's got to be Wicks then, right?
Yeah, it's Wicks then. You're all day Wicks here. Yeah.
I mean, Douglas will get 5 catches, but he could get 33 yards. I'm okay with Wicks.
Yeah, let's go Wicks here.
He's balling.
100%. We have Rich's question. So let's go to that. He says, hopefully you see my question. The question and super chat were separate. Yeah, 100%. We got you. In half point PPR, need one. Goff or Mullins. Mullins is gonna be a popular one today, I feel like. We're going Goff or Mullins.
Mullins is. John, what do you think?
Man, that's close, man. That is really, really close. I think I'm probably just going Goff because of the indoor record. The indoor record's very good. I know pressure is a problem, but I'm going to go Goff. I trust Goff more.
I trust Goff more too. He's a home, not at home, but he's a favorite. When the lines are favored, I mean, Goff splits are really strong. Last 2 games as a road favorite, he's been good. Matchup isn't great, to your point. He's been struggling against the blitz this season, to put it mildly, but I trust Goff a little more. Mullins has some, absolutely down, massive downside, but he does project really well. But I don't think we're at a point where we're playing Goff over him. And I think Rich has a few more questions here.
Right, he does. He just says 2 PPR. Ford,
2.
Elijah, Montgomery, or Wicks.
Yeah, I see it now. So
Needs
we're going Montgomery for sure. And I'm assuming that's Elijah Moore. We're playing Wicks and David Montgomery here for sure.
100%.
Yep.
And then real quick, he has a defensive question there as well.
Denver, or I'm going to assume Green Bay. We're all over Denver here. Patriots have 14.5 team total. So that's all you need to know there.
100%. And another defensive question to follow that up, because why not? Nick Wisner, Dallas or Chicago?
I'm going Chicago. Dallas. We were on this last week, John. Dallas has not been good against good offenses. They got trucked last week. They get trucked this week for sure.
You're going Chicago over Dallas, huh?
They've been really good. Chicago's defense has been great, creating turnovers.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely have Chicago way higher than normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Bears D is like a top 6 play on this slate here.
I mean, if Tua were out, then I'd definitely have to go Dallas or Tyreek. But
Tyreek's playing. Tyreek's playing.
100%.
Okay. Rim and Tim's. Absolutely wonderful. Rims and Tim's YouTube screen name. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Sup, Playboy? What's up?
Rims and Tim's.
Happy holidays. Thanks for all the entertainment this year. What's up? Yeah.
I love that.
Appreciate you hanging with us, man. He's got a question here. David Montgomery, Jerome Ford, or Ty Chandler? This is tight. Full PPR.
Montgomery and Chandler have tougher matchups. I think I go Ty Chandler because I think he's got the least competition.
Yeah, let's go Ty Chandler, Playboy.
Just remember that even though Madison is playing, a healthy Madison is also very terrible. So we're gonna ride
with the high ankle sprain is
we're going Chandler whether he's active or not.
Can we bring back calling other dudes Playboy? Because that is funny as hell.
We're bringing it back here, obviously. We're bringing it back on this show. Final points, week 16, baby.
All the way back. Shout out, Pete. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas to you as well. We're getting quite a few defensive questions. Carrie Mulder, Bears D, 49ers D or Dolphins D. Lots of defense today.
I'm not surprised, honestly, because I think wide receiver is like really simple this week. Quarterback's pretty simple. Tight end is too. Bears D to me this week versus Niners that's the tight one. So it's Bears versus Niners, and I'm leaning Niners just because they've been so hot, but it is close.
No consideration to Miami, considering how hot they've been, and Tyron Smith being doubtful.
Yeah, I think Dallas bounces back in this game.
Well, that and if Miami decides they're going to go absolute nuclear, Dallas has to catch up. So it's just like,
it's that. I think that game goes off. Like we were talking about on the DFS show on Friday. I'm a little concerned that Lions Vikings goes under just because it's late divisional game. This Dolphins Cowboys game is going to go nuclear here. So
that's the nuts for this week for sure.
Yeah, I'm leaning Bears defense honestly over Niners. That's where my head's at. But I cannot blame you for keeping rolling Niners out there. They've been awesome, and Lamar will make a mistake or two.
Yes, he will. It's going to upset me very much. So,
hey, the Ravens they could win that game, but Niners have been so good at home. So I know you're a Ravens fan, Thomas. Hey, another super chat, Corey Trey. Thank you, $5 super chat. Appreciate you, man. He's got a tight end premium, and he gets half point PPR to running backs, and then just normal PPR to receivers.
I love
so
this
it's
setup.
Basically just a tight end. Yeah, I love these two. I play in a ton of dynasty leagues like this. Makes it a ton of fun, and this is a very, very tight question. So tight end premium, David Montgomery versus Tucker Kraft and Calvin Ridley. So it's basically Ridley versus Montgomery, and I think we kind of decided Ridley over Montgomery earlier. But it is a little close with Kraft. He'll probably catch 4 or 5 today. So I hear you. But we're going Ridley over Monty.
It just looks like a Ridley game here with Lawrence back. Like it feels Ridley. You know what I mean?
He is going to get 14 targets today, and we're going to hope some of them are catchable because Trevor Lawrence has not been good the last 2 weeks.
Sometimes you just got to go for it. I wrote up Gabe Davis positively yesterday. That's ballsy. Okay.
John, I put him in my start sit as a sleeper this week. I was like, he's been easy to predict in the fact that all of his best games have come in good matchups. And this is a perfect one with Gabe.
Yeah, that's what we do. Like you add it all up. They play a lot of zone.
They're terrible against boundary receivers. Like that was the whole.
They're giving up out. You know what I mean? You add it. You check off all these boxes. Like, all right, I guess I'm going with Gabe Davis this week.
Oh, baby. Appreciate your chat question, Corey. And Merry Christmas to you as well, sir. Steve, point per completion league. You get 6 points per touchdowns. And he's asking Justin Fields versus Trevor Lawrence. Tight. I'm leaning Fields. What do you think, John?
I'm going Lawrence.
Okay.
With
I'm going Fields. I'm going Fields with the rushing upside, but man, I hear you with that points per completion. It is really close.
Yeah, and anytime it comes down to completions and the question is Justin Fields, I'm going with whoever else is on the table.
Fair enough. I did just put Lawrence's game logs 24, 23, 22, 28, and 25 completions. Never mind. You're playing Trevor Lawrence. Thank you.
I don't want to get into like a Bears swarm, but Fields is bad at playing the position of quarterback. And when it comes to completions being the advantage, I think it takes over for his rushing, especially when Lawrence can run it in from the one himself.
More than fair. Good call.
You can at me at El Nostradamus on the amateur porn site known as x.com, and you can complain to me that I don't know ball. It's fine, but Fields is kind of terrible.
Yeah,
if he
the Falcons are going to overpay
improve
for
like a la Jalen Hurts, though. I mean, because there was a play last week where it was an amazing play. Like you're like, there aren't many dudes. There's like maybe one other dude who could do that in the league, like Jalen Hurts. But it's not a foregone conclusion that he will improve like Jalen Hurts.
There you go. Yeah. So we're going Lawrence over Fields there, my friend. Marco chose $4.99 super chat, $5 super chat. Appreciate it, dude. Start 2 running backs and a flex half point PPR. DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones, Ty Chandler, or Calvin Ridley. Damn.
It's rough.
Ridley's in the flex for me, and then we're deciding between these backs.
I might go Aaron Jones.
I think I'm with you. AJ Dillon's going to play today. Saw a tweet that he is in. We got some inactive news coming through. There's really no news. We'll talk through it in here a second. But I'm going Ty Chandler and Jones there, I think. What do you think, Thomas?
Oh, it's so unbelievably close.
Oh, you're not going to do Ridley?
But
Oh, it's
weirdly,
2 and a
flex for
flex.
me.
Oh, perfect.
It's two. Yeah, it's two end of flex, 2 RB plus 1 flex. So yeah, we're definitely putting Ridley in there. I have Swift a little bit higher. I'm just not going to play Aaron Jones. I think Chandler provides equal upside, and so does Swift actually. So I'm going to play Swift. You just got to hope that Swift doesn't trip over his own offensive lineman, so they'll actually let him score.
Yeah,
Get more
Aaron Jones
touches,
looked,
and
he looked like
Jones
himself last
will
week.
be mediocre if he doesn't score.
100%. That's what I mean. Similar upside to me.
This could be a nice, he does tend to have these like little blow up games. Like it could be like a mini blow up game, like a late career Aaron Jones, which is like 100 and a touch.
Yeah, that's like
Right.
18 fantasy points. I do like Aaron Jones today, but AJ Dillon coming back definitely changes it a little bit.
And
it's
Carolina's
tight.
been good. The
It's
defense
tight.
has been good. So
It's tight between him and Swift, so that's fine by me. We'll keep it moving here. Joey Marciano, good morning to you. Ho, ho,
Okay.
ho.
not Marciano, but
Oh, I
I completely understand why you would go that way.
I'm reading it quick. My bad.
Marinaccio is what I would assume.
Marnacio. There you go.
That's what I assume. Let me know.
Flex help. Khalil Herbert, Dontavian Wicks, Tyler Algier, or Chris Rodriguez. We're going Dontavian Wicks here.
A lot of Rodriguez hype this week.
Yeah, he's going to get 10 carries, and you're just praying for a goal line plunge if you're playing him.
And then like, who knows about Khalil Herbert, man? Yeah. Like, how they handle that.
I think it'll be Roshan. I think we're going to see Roshan, and as expanded of a role as the Bears backfield can get today. Deontay Foreman is out. He has like something going on, maybe a family.
Yeah, some personal, man. That sucks too.
Okay.
Man,
he's been good.
He would have been a good play today.
Really sneaky play. Scott liked him in tournaments. I like Roshan Johnson today in DFS. Super sneaky with Bears D.
Okay, so we're gonna speed run through a bunch of these so we get caught up. Let's speed run because a lot of these players very similar, and so let's we're gonna power through a lot of these. Get kind of caught up.
Speed run. Running that question needs one. Javonte Williams versus Roshan Johnson versus David Montgomery. We're going David Montgomery here, I think. And then I think he's got a defense question. Chiefs, Broncos, or the Eagles. We're going Eagles. Eagles D is the top play of the slate this week. So Montgomery and Eagles D. There, Rob.
Yeah, I feel pretty strongly about that as well. Confederacy of Dunces.
Dunces love you. I absolutely love seeing your questions come through. Ho, ho, ho. Half point PPR needs one running back and a flex. Devonta Smith versus David Montgomery, Ty Chandler, and Ken Walker. Man, that's tight. I think
Walker.
Walker. That's exactly.
Walker and Ty Chandler. Yeah, Walker and Ty Chandler. There you go.
Yep. I would agree. Walker is going to be one of the best plays on the entire slate. It's going to be absolutely disgusting what he does to the Tennessee defense.
Yeah, no Jeffrey Simmons there for Ken Walker. It's a blowout spot. Justin, $2 super chat. Appreciate you, dude. PPR, Dontavian Wicks or Odell Beckham Jr. Happy holiday gurus. We're going Wicks here. After last week, airballing in a perfect matchup. I know the Jags didn't push, but yeah, we're going Wicks here.
Unless you felt like I really need upside, maybe OBJ there. But I'm with you.
Yeah,
trust not the Ravens. No, trust not the Ravens passing attack. Just don't.
Besides Likely,
don't trust
I think Likely's fine.
But don't.
Flowers and OBJ.
Yeah, the problem is freaking Aguilar is like balling.
I just don't.
Bateman looked good last week,
to be honest with you, and that includes Zay Flowers. I just don't think any of these guys are very good. Strobel family, happy holidays. Happy holidays. PPR flex question: Bijan Robinson versus Brees versus Ayuk. I know you've probably been thinking about this all week. I know Bijan was awful last week. I'm playing Bijan.
Yeah, I'm going Bijan.
I know. I know it was awful last week. 7 carries, had the fumble, got benched. Look, Arthur Smith's playing for his job here. They've got to give Bijan the ball. Like, bottom line, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll always take the wide receivers. I'll take Brandon Ayuk. When it comes to PPR versus running backs, I just take the wide receivers.
Than fair.
Yeah, and the Ravens secondary can be had. So,
yeah, at this point, I think it wasn't even close between him and Brees. I think it's Ayuk versus
Bijan, 100%.
Yeah, Bijan. Ann Taylor here, full point PPR, $2 super chat question. Appreciate you, Ann Taylor.
Thanks,
Nice, Ann. Noah Brown versus Skinny Batman. And I know Skinny B had the knee injury, but I think we got to lean that way, right?
I was going to say to Ann, I love your makeup, but isn't there a store Ann Taylor? Like, or is that close?
Yeah,
Whatever you do, Ann Taylor, I'm a fan.
It might be still open. I think my mom used to shop there. But
yeah. Anyway,
and we're leaning skinny B here. Skinny B.
Yeah. Sure. Don't love them, but don't love Brown
I don't love
either.
it either.
It's an
but I
odd
don't love no
it's an
Brown.
odd situation, right? But with those two, they're so equally close to flop territory. But
Let me ask you guys.
Eagles need it.
I've got let's see. I started Gabe as my wide receiver 2, so I've got a flex and a super flex between Bailey Zappi, Gus Edwards, and Noah Brown. I'm thinking about just sitting Zappi, but it is super flex.
Yeah, Gus is in there for me, and then I think I'd lean Zappi and just pray he throws a touchdown. I think that's where I'm at. It's so.
I mean, it's just no Hunter Henry and no Juju either. I just like, ugh. Well, it's a game time call.
Yeah, fair.
100%.
On it, yeah. Now you're saying it. I think I might lean Noah Brown because he'll get you at least 10, maybe. You know.
Because I also got 22 points from Gabe.
Yeah. You don't need a blow up game. So there you go. Play Noah Brown there, John. I think that's the right call.
100%.
Christian, got a question for you. Need one in a full point PPR. Roshan versus Ty Chandler or Javonte. I hear you. It's tight. You think it's tight. It's not. It's Ty Chandler.
Yeah, exactly.
You think it's tight? Is not. We're playing Ty Chandler here, man. He's going to get 20 touches, goal line work. Lions' run defense is great. You know, that's the big downside. You know, their run defense is really, really strong. Nick Mullins could blow up today, but Ty Chandler's
Javonte is
plays on the slate.
I like how they're getting him in, in space.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I think O'Connell's a great coach, but I have no idea why Ty Chandler was not starting by week 5. Brian Dotson, $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Brian. PPR pick 2. We're going through Romeo Dubs, Dontavian Wicks, Noah Brown, Cole Kmet, or Tyjae Spears. Wicks is in there for us, and then it's pretty close between 3 of these guys.
Now,
it's Noah Brown versus Kmet.
You saw my note on Derrick Henry this week, right? That I sent you guys.
Yeah. They're gonna feed him. They're gonna keep.
Yeah, there's no plug being removed from Derrick Henry today, but if he's ineffective, then forget it. So I do like Spears' potential, but I mean, we don't want to go with both Green Bay receivers either.
No, I'm playing Kmet.
Dobbs. Yeah, okay. I'm not on Dobbs. I'm playing Kmet too, and it is close between him and Brown, but I'm leaning Kmet for a little more touchdown upside there in that spot.
Well, and Kmet he's only had less than 6 targets one time since week 8, and
fine. Yeah, catch 4 or 5 balls today. Hopefully, you get a touchdown.
He's an underrated player.
Matchup, but I mean, his body work is pretty good. So
yeah. Cole Kmet,
he's a classic compiler. Like we're going to protect him at tight end 9 again next year, and he's going to finish tight end 9. Need one. Hello, Paul. Need one half point PPR. Zeke versus Chandler versus Singletary or Ridley. Damn. Currently a heavy favorite.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't need to go Ridley then.
Yeah, that does change things. If you're like a heavy favorite, I go Ty Chandler.
What about Singletary, though? I mean, Pierce is dead.
I think
he's quite terrible.
With that ankle injury.
He's also a terrible fit for their scheme. Like, I think Pierce is cooked on this team as long as Slowick's there.
Yeah,
these guys are really, really close.
Yeah, I would play Chandler. I would play Chandler as well.
Chandler projects the best. I actually have this question in a league, John. I'll ask you: Chandler versus Ridley, and I don't count upside, but straight up Chandler versus Ridley.
Well, I mean, that's hard to do when you have like guaranteed volume with a running back. He's going to win when we're not focusing on the upside, Yeah. So I'd go Chandler, but I'd go with the receiver if I needed upside.
Yeah. Okay. Thomas, what do you think? Chandler versus Ridley?
I'm a known Ridley hater. I'll play Chandler.
Okay. Fair enough. Christian Garcia, $2 super chat. Appreciate you, my friend. Full point PPR needs one. Javonte Williams versus Jerome Ford versus Dubs. Ooh, Javonte, tough spot. Patriots are so tough against the run. I think I'm gonna lean Ford here. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Not Javonte.
Second question, Gino versus Tua. And I think you play Tua and just hope that game goes absolutely off. I think that's where my head's at.
Yep. Agreed here.
Yeah, we're all in agreement. This is a Ken Walker game too, not a Gino game, I think. Good morning. Kevin,
I just want to point out, Graham, I just want to point out, if some people are wondering why their question doesn't get picked, for the most part with time restraints, if you've asked 3 or 4, right, we're going to go with someone that hadn't had theirs. Those other questions, you can tag chat to answer or head over to Discord as well. I'm trying to get through. I know I get asked this a lot every week. That's why I like to mention it. So make sure your important one is the
We're
number
trying
one.
to get to everybody here, and we're going to try to get your questions in chat as well. Kevin, 100%. Good morning and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Gino or Kyler Murray?
Man. Gino all day long.
I think I'm with you. I wrote up Kyler as a sit again this week. Gino obviously has a better matchup. Bears have been really good on defense, so I'm with you on that. And he's got a second question, Brees versus Montgomery. I think we decided this one earlier, and we're going Brees.
Yeah, you absolutely have to.
Yeah,
100%.
Well, by the way, we're talking Dontavian Wicks. Jaden Reed is inactive.
Yep. Yeah, Reed's inactive. He wasn't expected to play.
Wicks is definitely.
I thought maybe he had a shot because he got a limited session in.
I know, John. I hear you, but Packers are just so conservative with their injuries. On that note, there's no other inactive notes. We're not waiting on anything else here. AJ Dillon's in. I think we spoke about that. So
I'm scanning just in case, though.
Yeah, there's not much. Christian, another super chat. Appreciate you, man. $5. 3 questions. Full point PPR. Waller versus Sutton. Man, Sutton's in a good spot, but I think it's Waller. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously lean on the old Belichick taking out your guy thing forever, but I didn't even really think of it with Sutton until Kaplan brought it up. And I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, he's their only guy.
The flip side too is, he's their only guy, and the Broncos they've been strong 7-point favorites all week. That game tonight might be an absolute dud. They're going to have to throw it with the Giants. So we'll go Waller over Sutton. Second question, Ty Chandler versus Javonte. We're going Ty Chandler. Defense question, Packers versus Seahawks. Man, it's a good spot for Packers, but they put in together collectively one of the worst defensive performances I've seen all year last year. It's such a good spot. Panthers are so bad.
I got to go with Packers.
I lean that way too, but
yeah.
Oof.
Look at the rookie. What's his name? He'll actually get a sack.
Yeah. I'm going Packers, and
I literally forgot his name. The guy's Lucas Van Ness. There he is.
Yeah, Van Ness. Yeah. Matt, you got a question? Goff,
kind of a
Gino, or Kyler?
Yeah, kind of a change up on the previous question. We're adding Goff to Gino and Kyler, making it a 6-point TD. I think 6-point TD eliminates Kyler for me.
I still like Gino. I mean, it is a great matchup.
I'm going Goff over Gino, but it is close.
You're not worried about the pumpkin effect with Goff?
Yeah,
with pressure.
Yeah, obviously, but when he's a favorite and good spot, it is really close though.
I mean, Seattle could rip them up.
Gino, man, has just had no ceiling all year.
Boy, that Dallas game he did.
Fair.
Yep.
Of course, they play a lot of man.
Fair.
Right.
It's tight, but I think Goff is slightly ahead.
I agree. Goff has been fine. It just comes down to the pressure. You're just hoping they can actually protect.
Yeah.
DK12 did drop a super chat. I had Trey go and find his question, so it will be, good morning, Kyler or Flacco? I have Trey McBride. My opponent has David Njoku. I think that's tough. I'm playing Kyler.
I think I go Flacco.
Yeah.
I don't like Kyler at all.
The only problem is with this caveat is that his touchdown upside with Flacco is nullified if it's David Njoku, whereas with McBride paired with Kyler, you get a touchdown stack, and I prefer to chase that, and I'm okay with the potential 0.
Graham, what are your thoughts on that?
I think Flacco projects slightly better, but I'm kind of with you on that, Thomas. I think if you have a chance to stack McBride plus a little bit of the rushing upside with Kyler for sure, I lean that way. So that's probably the tightest question we've had this morning. So good question, DK12 there.
Right. Before we get going, I just want to remind everyone, if you are on X and you're tuning into that chat and you want to have a higher likelihood of your question getting answered, head over to the Fantasy Points YouTube channel where we hit that sub button and we can absolutely start tying that in. We obviously default to YouTube first, but we do appreciate everyone over there on x.com for popping in.
Absolutely. We got another question here from an early bird subscriber. Appreciate you subscribing early. That is a nice 30% discount we're giving off to all of our packages right now. Appreciate you getting in on that. He's got a question here. David Montgomery, Ty Chandler, or Zeke? Ooh. We've answered this. I think we're all leaning Chandler, even with Madison in, even in the limited role. Then it would be Zeke and then Monty for me. That would be the way I would rank it. He's got a second question, Montgomery versus Zeke versus Singletary. And I think we'd lean Zeke this way, right? Half point PPR. Montgomery versus Zeke versus Singletary.
Man, I don't know, man. I kind of like Singletary in a man. That's really close.
I'm rolling Zeke in that spot though against the Broncos. That's
yeah. I mean, fine. It is the best matchup.
I think they're all the same player, but Zeke has the more opportunity benefit, in my opinion.
Are we worried about Kevin Harris again? I mean, he did look good.
So annoying, but Zeke's snap rate last 2 weeks like 90%.
Yeah,
it's just random.
He's going to get 80% of the touches, I feel like. So
yeah, it's hard to get away from that.
100%.
Rob, super chat question here, $5. Appreciate you, Rob, for super chatting in. First world problems here. You know what? This is a first world problem show, Rob. I appreciate it, man. Needs to Bijan Robinson, John Taylor, or Ayuk. I mean,
I go with the running backs.
Yeah, we've been waiting this long to play John Taylor. You got to play him and Bijan, I think. It is.
Ayuk was one of my favorite players, literally to draft all summer, and it's been good, but I don't love this matchup here. I mean, you never know with him; he's good against anything, but I'm not exactly feeling Ayuk here.
The Ravens are kind of like a chameleon defense; they run a little bit of everything, but Ayuk is going to cook them. I think I got a feeling on Ayuk.
Big play possibility is big time against Baltimore, who loves to shut down intermediate routes. I mean, Jamal Agnew absolutely cooked him on a wheel route. I think this is just you're hoping that Shanahan schemes Ayuk more than anyone else because it's he who.
Yeah,
his goal line work is definitely better with Debo, but the deep ball I really feel like is Ayuk, and I am constantly chasing again upside plays. And I agree with you, John. I don't like the Taylor. Taylor's been iffy for me, so. I'm gonna play Ayuk here.
Yeah, it's tight.
Ayuk and Bijan.
Tight, Rob. Good luck this week, man. Mark's got a question. Half point PPR Brees versus Ty Chandler. I think we're leaning Ty here. And a happy Festivus. We ready to air some grievances? John, you got your poll?
I do have some grievances. Mason Rudolph sucks, and he never looks at the middle of the field. And I lost 2 Pat Fryermuth props. He was freaking wide open the whole day.
George Pickens finally came to life. It took him 16 weeks, but they pissed him off enough, and he came to life for the Steelers yesterday.
Well, that was my lesson. I don't know if you saw my tweet, but I never really thought about it. But big plays kill props.
Big plays and pick sixes kill props.
Yeah,
those are the prop killers right there. But happy Festivus, Mark. John hates Mason Rudolph. You can pop in the comments and tell us who you hate.
I really do. I truly do. He's terrible. I can't stand him.
Well, he had
even though he's actually not that bad, he's still terrible
at that one time. So yeah, he's still missing half of his brain out there. Unfortunately, I think. Zach's got a question here. $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Zach. Merry Christmas to you, man. PPR, Saquon Barkley or Isaiah Pacheco. John, I got to tell you, before we got on the show, I bumped Pacheco a little bit in projections. No Jerick McKinnon. He's going to get all the passing down work. I'm Pacheco there. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I told somebody Pacheco with this call, Pacheco, and then I thought about it. I'm like, wait a second, Barkley has had some good games. Then I said Barkley, but once McKinnon was ruled out, Don, if you're watching, I'm gonna go Pacheco over Barkley.
Yeah, it's tight. It is tight. Barkley's just been so up and down. Eagles. I know they've been such a good run defense as of late, though they've not been.
Oh, I know. I think Barkley's going to do pretty well today, but I also think Pacheco will.
Yeah,
John Proctor John Proctor was saying that you're getting basically Christian McCaffrey usage, but out of Isaiah Pacheco, and with their inability to throw passing touchdowns over in Kansas City, I think it's Pacheco all day.
Yeah, I think Pacheco's a must play at this point.
100%.
The only concern would be his shoulders maybe limits him a skosh, but he's been full practice all week. So
he had a second part of that. I apologize. There's that.
Oh, he did. Needs 2 wide receivers. Jaden Reed is out. Sorry about that. Jordan Addison, Devonta Smith versus Godwin. Godwin is in for me against the Jags, and then it's Addison versus Smith. And I think we were leaning Addison.
I think we did.
Yep. All right. Yeah. There we go. Good luck, Zach. Merry Christmas. Another question. Suspense. Half-point PPR. Noah Brown, Alec Pierce, Dontavian Wicks. Jaden Reed is out.
Right.
It's Dontavian Wicks here for these guys.
Yep, I would agree.
It's not Pierce, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, it is not. We're going to answer 2 questions at one time. Relsupman and Justin Bruzies. I'm going to put his name up there. Same question, Lawrence or Baker?
Lawrence or Baker? Oh boy.
I'm still going Lawrence.
I am not. I'm going Baker. Lawrence's 17 points per game is uninspiring, and Baker's playing for a contract extension. I like that.
I also like the fact that Baker is in my opinion, a much better spot. I mean, Jags have been so bad against the pass. He's got all of his dudes. Lauren's down Kirk. He's down Zay Jones. It's tight, but I think Lawrence missing 2 of his top 4 guys definitely changes things a little bit. And he's been getting there for fantasy. Lawrence has been getting there for fantasy, but
let me real quick. Just I forgot, because I feel like Baker's a big schematic guy here. Let's see here. Was it okay? Yeah, it was a positive.
Jags play a ton of zone. They play a ton of zone.
Yeah.
They play no man and
this is why I think Godwin's going to eat. And keep in mind that Baker has only not thrown multiple touchdowns 3 times since week 4. So
he's been getting there, man. He's been getting there. It's sometimes low end, but I think that game absolutely goes off, and I think you got enough weapons between Baker over Lawrence to go Baker. Congo
Baker, remember in the summer, he was in theory maybe even losing his job to Trask.
Right.
There was no buzz on Baker this summer.
Yeah. I had some best ball teams that had Josh Allen with Baker as my only backup quarterback, and that worked out well, but I was with you. I mean, it was we are going to have a lot more draft strategy content coming in this offseason, and one of those draft strategies, I can tell you right now, just like we pick ambiguous backfields to target ambiguous quarterback rooms, because that's going to be a massive value. Baker Mayfield was free in every draft all year, and now he's cruising you to a fantasy championship. Take ambiguous quarterback rooms. Congro _Jenkins with a super chat. Yeah, Baker was the nuts in Superflex this year. Congro, Roshan versus ETN, man. Oh my goodness, we haven't gotten that far with ETN.
No.
Yeah. No. That's over. That's death by over analysis. We appreciate it.
Trust Eberflus, and the coach is there.
100%.
You could be looking at a Khalil Herbert goal line carry in a couple hours.
100%. Homer.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Travis Homer involved there.
Ooh, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
We're not even projecting his ass. But,
there you go. Brian Bush has a PPR question. He says, "Good morning, gurus. Need 1 running back and 2 flexes between Spears, Roshan, Khalil, Noah Brown, Wicks, and Flowers." Flowers is interesting here.
Flowers is interesting. I think Roshan's in for me at running back.
Yeah, I'd have to do that with Foreman out.
And then Wicks and Flowers, but oh boy,
I prefer Spears there probably. But
the only thing
I prefer Spears over Roshan personally.
The only thing that's keeping me on board with Flowers here is the Ravens are big dogs. Well, relatively for them, they're big dogs, and Niners do give up production outside. But Flowers I think he's so overrated. But
the thing about Flowers is he's just one guy. You think he's overrated, huh?
I just don't think he's a guy who's going to command targets in his career. I think
he's a
wide receiver.
Sure yet, because the usage has been weird. I guess is he a downfield threat or is he a near the line of scrimmage guy? I'm not exactly sure.
I don't think he's a downfield threat.
The answer is not downfield threat.
Yeah, right. It did not work.
He's Droppy McDropperson anything after 10 yards, and they've just said no more of that for you, which is why Bateman is unfortunately getting deep targets, which also please stop that. Please stop that.
Well, they chucked it deep to Beckham,
he was always open.
So,
All right. Well, what were we doing there? Were we going Wicks or Flowers?
I said Wicks and Flowers.
Wicks.
I feel great about it. Wicks is for sure in. And yeah, I think that's
I might even play Spears over Flowers, which is what I was mentioning, because Spears is definitely going to catch as many balls as Flowers will.
I think I'm going with the 2 running backs in that last one there.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Mark Farmer, $2 super chat, half point PPR. He needs one of the 2, Ty Chandler or Brees. Man, it is tight.
Do you finally go against your boy on this one here, Graham? Is it finally the question that turns it?
I think so. I don't know. I'd lean Brees, man. I still lean Brees.
Oh, I was hoping we'd finally get it.
It's such a good spot here. Like,
yeah, I'm going Brees too.
Yeah,
home favored. I mean, come on, we got to get Brees a touchdown here, please.
I bumped him up to over 50 yards, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
51.
I was just trying to get Graham to say it, but I still couldn't do it.
I can't. I'm on Brees today, man.
Absolutely.
Good morning, Nicole. Good morning. PPR needs 1 out of these 3. Cortland Sutton, Devon Achane, or Devonta Smith. Man, you're rolling.
Achane. Yep. Easy.
Yeah, we've bumped him way up in projections the last couple days. He's didn't get back to full practice this week, but I think he's going to be way more involved. 39% of the snaps last week. He's going to get back to at least 50 in this spot. Another super chat question from Victor, $5 full PPR question. Appreciate you, Victor. Pick 3: Devon Achane, John Taylor, Ken Walker, Tyler Chandelier. And then he's got is that attached to the, oh yeah, it is. Ingram and Likely are a part of this question, along with Jake Ferguson. Wow, huge question. So we're picking 3.
Well,
I think Achane and Walker.
I think it's the running.
Walker,
I think it's the running backs and tight ends might be separate here. Could you give maybe some clarification? But
I think you're right, Victor. So we're gonna say pick 3 of those running backs. We're gonna say Achane, Walker, and Taylor versus Chandler. I'm going Taylor. Yeah.
I think you still go Taylor there.
And I think you're right. The separate question is the tight end question. Ingram versus Likely. Ingram's like almost must play today. There's 2 guys I think I'm playing ahead of Ingram.
I will say I love Ferguson.
Yeah, I cannot play Evan. I can't play Ferguson over Evan Ingram though. Bucks are so bad against slot receivers, and Ingram is
And keep in mind your love for Trevor Lawrence. If we're keeping the love for Trevor Lawrence vibe going, we're vibing Evan Ingram.
Well, I just
that's
love that
his
game.
I know. I'm
just gonna go off.
Just stacking it up. And then he has a quarterback question. We have Flacco or Mullins. We've answered that a couple of times. So hopefully
Flacco there.
Yeah.
I mean, Ingram is just. I mean, he basically is a big wide receiver out there right now. So it's hard to sit. But for those wondering who need him, I really do like Jake Ferguson a lot this week.
All righty.
Yeah, I think he's just in an absolute nuts spot.
Brendan Lundine's got a question here. PPR wide receiver 3 and a flex, picking 2 out of this group: Isaiah Likely versus Beckham, Wan'Dale Robinson, Brandon Cooks, or Elijah Moore. Likely's in.
Yeah.
Give me Likely and Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks has the most upside on the wide receiver side for that.
Yeah, Cooks might catch 2 balls for 30, but you could get a touchdown today. So let's do that. We'll go Cooks and Likely.
He's also had blow up games too, which I think
he's got a good ceiling.
which is huge.
And Elijah Moore is too annoying, man.
Brandon Cooks has no floor. Good ceiling, man. All right. We'll go there.
1 second. We are moving on. Clinton, one more super sticker. We appreciate it. I'm going to send Trey to go and find your question for you so we can get it. But for that, if you haven't noticed, we are alternating. So we're making sure we're hitting the standard chat and our super chats as well, making sure everyone has the same opportunity. AJ Phillips, 1087 with a $2 Love or Baker. Opponent has Mike Evans. So this is tough. It has to be Baker, and you're praying that anyone else catches a touchdown.
Where was that Clinton question? Because that's
I think we got to find. Trey's gonna have to go find it.
Trey's gonna have to go find it because it wasn't attached. So
I got it. Oh wait.
Oh, here it is. Kareem Hunt or Chris Rodriguez? That's the question.
Yeah, Clinton. There it is.
Clinton?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Clinton. I think we probably just go Hunt, right? I mean, Chris Rodriguez could fumble or make a mistake, and they go with Jonathan Williams.
Yeah, we're going Hunt and just praying he scores a touchdown. They
go for
do.
The best,
it is tight. It's so tight, but yeah. Good luck this week, Clem.
Merry Christmas, Clinton.
All right, Trey. Thomas, you want to rip through some of these here?
Yep, we're absolutely crushing. We did go with that one. Also, Brett Whitefield says, yo, 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 ho, ho, ho.
Yo, yo, yo.
Brett
ho,
Whitefield's
ho.
hanging out with us this morning.
Very helpful.
Brian Hardy, need a flex in a half PPR, JSN or Roshan with Foreman out.
Roshan.
Yeah, give me Roshan.
I don't like JSN.
Yeah.
I think
Roshan's
Madison had a great one.
today. Roshan's like probably one of the better like desperation flex plays on this slate here. Chuck Cox has a question. Morning, Chuck. Hi, I need a flex. Rojo versus Evan Ingram, Noah Brown, or Drake London.
Wait, Roshan?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to guess.
I'm going to guess Roshan, yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say Rojo? I'm going to guess that's
You
Rojo.
did
don't
say
want
Rojo.
Rojo.
Never.
Well, I lost my spot.
Okay, one PPR, need two. Bijan Robinson, Jameer Gibbs, Brees Hall, Zeke Elliott. He says he has Tyreek Hill in his flex.
Yeah, we're going Gibbs and Bijan here for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, megastars, absolute megastars. We don't want to overthink that. Chuck Cox did say Rojo. Hi, I need a flex PPR. Rojo, Ingram, Noah Brown, or London. Also
You're
at QB,
playing.
Lawrence or Purdy.
You're playing Ingram and you're playing Purdy.
Yeah.
I can't take Purdy out of the lineup for Lawrence.
I'm going Flojo over Rojo, by the way, in any format.
I love that.
Hani has a question. You're struggling for a final flex. We're going to help you out here, Hani. Dontavian Wicks versus Judy versus Pop Douglas. She's off to a bad start. I think I
With
could
Now, do we look at Judy as having upside?
Nope.
Against man heavy?
Nope. He's been awful.
Even in his best matchups, he's been bad.
He's been awful against man
I
this year
know.
too.
He's made a couple plays. He had a touchdown off the board. I would go Judy for more upside.
Okay.
Hani. I mean, he does crush man, not this year, but generally, if they take out Sutton.
True. Yep. It's possible.
They got nothing.
Yeah. I don't know if anything's possible with Judy at this point here. I hear you though.
But I mean, we are comparing him to like
we are.
Yeah, I liked Judy for what it's worth. I liked Judy coming into the season. I thought he fit better with this offense. So, but
I will say,
I actually bailed from Judy off my list once he got hurt, but I liked him the whole offseason.
Yeah, once he popped that hammy, we all stopped drafting him. But yeah,
our bias between Graham and I is probably going to be like what happened with Javonte. So if the guru is calling Judy an upside play, I'm going to trust him because I have a built-in bias and I can recognize that. So I'm trusting guru there because Graham, you and I have a bias.
We definitely.
It kind of seems to happen a little bit more than often. Not,
Exactly.
All righty. Matty Fox has a $5 super chat question. Appreciate you, Matt. Jared Goff versus Geno, 6 point PP, 6 point per touchdown.
I'll take Goff.
I like Geno.
Yeah, I'm taking Goff. Guru's on Geno. Does not feel great to fade the Guru, but yeah, sorry about
I'll
that,
pivot.
Matt.
I'll take Geno. Again, Goff just collapses under pressure and turns back into a pumpkin, as
so
Scott
close.
Barrett likes to say.
It's so close. Ken Walker's going off today, though. Like I just feel so strongly about that.
Yeah,
He's got a defensive question.
though,
Jets versus Broncos. Man, I'd lean Jets. I think Jets are second best defense play on the slate, probably.
Never trust the Broncos D.
I like the Jets for sure.
There we go. We're
Strobel
cruising
family.
now.
Good morning, Kyler or Nick Mullins. And I think we had this question earlier. Typical, you get -1 for a sack. That does kind of. No, they're both going to take sacks today. So really, it's Kyler versus Mullins. And I think we answered this earlier and said Mullins.
I think Mullins has more upside. If he throws multiple picks, then Kyler will probably beat him.
It's tight. It's
4-point passing touchdowns. I generally side with the rushing quarterback.
Sure.
On top of the Kyler Murray avoids sacks really well. So worst case, you're playing safety with Kyler Murray, but to me, rushing quarterbacks in the 4-point passing touchdown have the advantage. They can both toss 2 picks today.
I mean,
let's go Kyler. Let's go Kyler Strobel. I'm with you on that. Let's.
It's a coin flip. We have
100%
points, by the way.
Yeah.
There you go.
Big Dave, appreciate you. $5 super chat question. He's got a few of them here. We'll rip through them. He needs 2 out of Calvin Ridley, David Montgomery, Amari Cooper, or Ty Chandler. Whoa, and Jalen Waddle. My goodness.
Man, oh man. Well,
Ridley's in.
I'd probably go. Yeah, I kind of like Amari, but Chandler's. I'd probably maybe Ridley and Chandler, Graham.
I think so.
Now, I will say I think maybe Cooper is a little safer than Ridley, though maybe not with Zay Jones. Although here, okay, Zay Jones is out, so
Ridley's the best play of this group to me, and then I think I'm with you on Ty Chandler.
But with Zay Jones, are we worried that Zay Jones is out for Ridley? Because
they're going to play. They're going to play 12, and he's going to get the ball 12 times. They're going to funnel the ball his way. So we're going to go Ridley and Ty Chandler. Second question needs one out of Skinny B, Nico Collins or Jerome.
Nico for me.
Nico is in for me as well. And needs one out of Roshan, Ty Chandler, or Gibson. We're playing Ty Chandler over this guy. So Big Dave.
Yeah. Never Gibson.
Never Gibson at this point. More upside, Devonta Smith or Godwin. Godwin all day. That game could go off. Devonta Smith's got a knee injury. Yeah, it's Godwin. Good luck, Craig.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, we are going to push more upside, Devonta Smith or Godwin.
Yeah, we got Godwin here.
100%. Coming back. I'm just trying to make sure we find some ones that we have not hit yet. We got a lot of Roshan, a lot of Nick Mullins.
Did I ever tell you my Teddy Bruschi story?
No, what's that?
Because I'm watching him on ESPN right now. So our guy, Dr. Mark Addix, hosted a party in Houston at his house when the Super Bowl was there. So he invited me. So I went, and there's some NFL dignitaries and all that. We're sitting around the dinner table, and Teddy Bruschi was there. And I was introduced in very dramatic fashion by a couple of people. They were like, Teddy, this is John Hansen, the guru. And the look on Teddy Bruschi's face was absolutely hysterical. He's like, what the F, this grown man going by the guru? I'm like, Teddy, I'm sorry. Yeah, so it was all fine, but the look of Teddy Bruschi's face when I was introduced to him as the guru was one of my all-time favorite looks ever.
Oh man, that's great. I'm sure that's not the first time that's happened to you when you've been introduced as the guru, but that's great that happened to Bruschi.
And Teddy Bruschi's like the number one no nonsense BS football guy who's gonna laugh. You know what I mean?
He seems like it. He definitely seems like one of those old school football guys. Yeah.
I was like, Teddy, I'm sorry. It's marketing. It's just marketing. Teddy, I'm sorry.
There you go. I'm sure Teddy can understand that.
I ended up talking ball with him throughout the evening, and he was like, this guy's not bad.
There you go. The guru might actually know what he's talking about here. Chicago D's got another $5 super chat question. Appreciate you, man. Back for more. He's got a question here. Roshan versus Noah Brown. No PPR. We're playing Roshan, I think. He says
Roshan Herbert or Noah Brown, right?
Yeah, Roshan, Herbert, or Noah Brown.
Yeah, we'll just go Roshan.
Yeah, Herbert's not in the equation for me there.
I mean, it could be, but we don't have access to the future, so.
Nope. Yeah, Roshan's going to get the ball to here. Christopher Pollock's got a $5 super chat. Full point PPR. Bijan versus Gibbs. Damn. He says, thank you for the Olave hit on Thursday. Yeah, we were on that.
We're on that.
Gibbs or Bijan? I think I'm playing Gibbs. I don't know if I can take Gibbs out of the lineup right now. Full PPR.
I'm going all in on Bijan.
Okay. All right.
Epic. I mean, let's go. Come on.
All right. We'll go Bijan.
Won't be raining, right? I mean,
oh my God.
When?
I want to burn that game from my memory. Like, I've already tried to. I just want to burn it from my memory, and we're going to move on. If you want to play Bijan, that's absolutely fine.
Right. Nick, I see you have multiple. You had the one now, which we appreciate. I couldn't find a question attached to that, but you did have this one here as well.
Love or Mullins? Appreciate you, Nick. $5 super chat question. We're leaning Mullins here.
Yep. Same upside to me.
Shoot up upside. A half point PPR needs 2 running backs in a flex out of Rachaad White, Breece Hall, Devin Singletary, Jerome Ford, or Addison. Rachaad White's in.
White is in.
Breece Hall is in. And then Addison. Flex out of Singletary or Addison, really.
I mean, Addison would be an upside. I just feel Singletary's locked in here.
Okay. Let's do it. Singletary projects, I think, slightly better. He's a little safer.
Pierce is dead.
Yeah. It's over. Yeah.
I mean, they tried because Singletary, Pierce was out for a couple of weeks. Singletary was the guy. Pierce came back. They tried it out for a week or two with like a mixture, and then they're like, goodbye. Like, I think.
This is it. This is it here, Thomas. All right, we got it's 10:15.
Yep,
you guys want to rip through a few more?
We're crushing through the super chat questions right now to catch up 100%.
Okay. We're ready. James O'Connor has a question. He says he sat Najee waiting for Foreman on. Man, I'm sorry about that. Now choosing between Josh Downs, Eli Moore, Algier, or Wandale. Oh man. You want to go Algier and just pray he gets a goal line carry?
Has he scored yet?
Yeah.
I don't know. Has he scored yet?
He did back in week 1, that's for sure.
What's that?
I don't know if he did in week 1. I don't know if he scored. No, he scored in week 10, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he scored 2 touchdowns in week 1, did not score again until week 9. So
maybe just go Eli Moore. Better.
Those 3 receivers project all the same to me.
Quarterback. He's been okay. I mean, it was only one really bad game, I believe, last week for Moore. I mean, he's been decent. Let's see here. He'll see Des King. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I if you want to go Eli Moore and if you just pray for 5 points, that's completely fine. Algiers has no ceiling. So good luck this week, James.
Moore could always make a big play, I think. Not ludicrous to think. Yeah, but that's a brutal one.
Yeah.
I just can't do Algier. I just can't do it.
I hear you.
I know.
I hear you. It stinks.
We have sorry, my bad. We have Gio Betel. He dropped his question, but we did find it. Let me just. Here it is. Laporta, McBride, DJ Moore, ETN. 1 tight end, 1 flex spot. We're gonna rip through these last.
DJ Moore and McBride to me.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's a pretty easy one. Dennis Delgado, 199. Curtis Samuel or Parker Washington.
Samuel.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good there. Big Earn. Shout out to Big Earn. Good morning, fellas. Need upside Brees or Achan 0.5 PPR.
Give me Achan.
Yeah.
If you're looking for upside, it's Achan.
100%. He also has Chiefs, Broncos, Bears, or Washington defense. So many defenses.
Chiefs. Give me Chiefs.
Chiefs defenses. I might actually take the Bears. Bears defense is just generating so much pressure and turnovers.
You know what? That's a good call.
The Chiefs defense, though good, haven't been turnover happy, and their pressure rate not as good. So I'm going to go Bears.
Yeah, I think the top defenses on the slate are Eagles, Jets, Bears, Chiefs, Broncos in that order.
Yeah, so exactly. We're gonna go Bears for me.
Yep. $10 big spending
PJ Studio.
Super chat. Appreciate you, PJ Studio. Full point PPR. He's got to sit 1 running back out of this group of Brees Hall, DeAndre Swift, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Rashad White. Damn.
Swift. I don't even have to think about it.
Yeah, Swift to me, but that's a great group there, man. Second question, Noah Brown or Dontavian Wicks? We're going Wicks here. And he's asking, Guru, where's your ugly Christmas sweater? We're asking the same thing.
I know. My bad. I don't participate in these type of things. I'm a failure in many ways.
Guru the Scrooge.
I don't wear anything given to me clothes-wise. Like, I'm not a free shirt guy. Just because a shirt is free, it really doesn't do anything for me, So I do have somewhere some free big sweater that it's packed away in some box. So my bad.
Next year, fantasy points, ugly sweaters.
I think we'll design some ugly fantasy point sweaters.
All you have to do is just put it's an ugly Christmas sweater with DeAndre Swift's touchdowns from this season all over it, and I think that would sell really well.
A lot of zeros. A lot of zeros in the back half of the year. All right, we'll rip through a couple more here. It's we got about 40 minutes till game time.
Yeah, we're gonna rip through these 3, and that's probably gonna do it.
Super chat from an early bird subscriber. Appreciate you again. 30% off early bird packages right now. You get 30% off standard, 30% off premium. Make sure you get in there. He's got a couple questions here. Russ or Mullins? We're leaning Mullins here. I think that's where we're at.
Yep.
Second question, CEH versus Samir White versus Dontavian Wicks or London. We're
not a PPR.
We're playing Wicks.
This league's from 1935.
We're still playing Wicks here. He's got the most touchdown upside. Josh
Agreed.
Jacobs is going to play. London is in another brutal spot. And then final question, Broncos or Colts D? I'm leaning Broncos D here. Patriots have the lowest implied total on the slate.
Yeah. Is there anything lately on Josh Jacobs? So we still
He'll
expecting
play.
him to go.
Yeah, I think he's going to play. Pierce said if you were a betting man, he's going to play. He got back to limited practice yesterday. So
I'm actually going to go with the Colts defense. They're the 3rd ranked defense on the year for fantasy wise, and their special teams is playing really well as well. They get sacks, they force turnovers, and it's hospital ball Heineke versus and Arthur Smith. So I'm playing the Colts D here.
John, I take it back. Actually, he went DNP. Jacobs went DNP, LP, DNP yesterday. He did not practice yesterday. So.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured
Michael Mayer's out though. He's got to.
Yeah. I figured. I wrote like, look. Bottom line is, if you're going into Monday with Jacobs, you got to have Zamir White or something else.
Yeah, I mean, there's no running backs on that slate you could pick up. There's not. So yeah, it's either you have the handcuff or you don't here. Paul DeSantis has a question. $2 super chat. Appreciate you, Paul. Needs 2. Drake London, Roshan Johnson, Devin Singletary, or Javonte.
Roshan and Singletary.
Yeah, we're playing Singletary, and I'm with you on Roshan. So let's roll that.
I usually go right to the wide receivers, but in this case, we have to pour one out for our boy London here in the semifinals. Pour one out for his future hospital visit today.
Hopefully he gets a quarterback next year. Taylor Thornton's got a $10 super chat. Appreciate it, Taylor.
So it'll be the last one.
Last one, getting in for the buzzer. A little buzzer beater. Good job, Taylor. $10. Would you start Saquon Barkley over Jalen Waddle or Brandon Ayuk? I would not. And I would start Ayuk over that group. That's where I'm at. What do you think, John?
Boy, I don't love Ayuk or Waddle. Obviously, they're studs. I mean, it's ballsy. So we're talking Barkley over one of those, right? Yeah. Okay. Man, I want to get this right. I think I'm going Barkley.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ayuk. Full PPR.
I have been saying for 5 weeks that the Eagles run D. Remember 6 weeks ago, I was bringing that up.
I don't know if it matters in this spot, though. I mean, they're just massive dogs. They didn't do anything last week in a good spot against the Saints. Barkley 9 for 14. So
I mean, it's fair. It's just the thing is that, like, what if Ayuk's the odd man out here? Like he's kind of been,
very fair. Yeah, it's very fair.
And I know it wasn't great the last time, but Barkley does have some big games. I feel like he'll get some catches in this one. I'm going to go Barkley.
Okay, we'll split there.
See, I'm actually going to play Waddle there. I think Tyreek Hill is going to be on decoy. Yeah, I know, but I think Tyreek Hill's decoy boy today, coming off the sprain. Waddle, to me, has the biggest game upside out of all these guys. I'm happy taking a 0 if it means chasing 25 points. I understand that's not how everybody plays, but I live and die by that.
I mean, I could see it. I mean, this is brutal. This is absolutely brutal. You're talking about 2 big play guys who could pop on one play for 15 points or 12 points versus a guy that, has got like 7 yards last week that we're counting on 19 opportunities here. So it's tough, man.
It's tough. Sorry, Taylor, we weren't much help. He also says I can start him over Kyler in my OP spot. Yeah, I mean, you're starting Barkley over Kyler.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
But then Waddle or Ayuk is tough.
I'm with Ayuk.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe I'm actually considering Waddle over Ayuk.
I know, John. He's your boy.
I know. You know what? I'm going to go Ayuk because you know what? Yeah. There is no bad coverage shelf for Brandon Ayuk.
We love that. I think we lost Thomas, and on that note, we're going to end the show here. This has been fantastic. Week 16, start, sit, show, final points with myself, the guru, Tom Tipple. If we didn't get to your question, I'm sorry. We got absolutely flooded. I hope we got to everybody. Merry Christmas, and we will see you next week.
Merry Christmas. Good luck.